Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Learn English with Podcast. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Tony. We're so glad you could join us today. We've got an exciting topic lined up for you.
That's right, Tony. Today we're going to talk about Common Expressions Part 5. We'll go through 8 common expressions, explain what they mean, give you some examples, and then listen to some dialogues where these expressions are used.
Learning common expressions is really important because it helps you sound more natural when you speak English. Plus, it makes understanding native speakers a lot easier.
Absolutely. And don't worry, we'll keep it simple and fun. We'll explain everything step by step, so even if you're a beginner, you'll be able to follow along.
So, let's get started with our first 2 expressions for today. The first one is, "Cat got your tongue?" And the second one is, "Go the extra mile."
Cat got your tongue is something you say to someone who is very quiet or doesn't know what to say. It's like asking, "Why are you so quiet?"
Yes. For example, if Nikki here suddenly stops talking, I could say, "Hey Nikki, cat got your tongue?" It's a fun way to ask why someone isn't speaking.
That's a good one, Tony. Now, go the extra mile means to make a special effort to do something, to do more than what is expected.
Right. For example, if you're working on a project and you stay late to make sure it's perfect, you are going the extra mile.
Exactly. So, now that we know what these expressions mean, let's listen to a conversation between 2 friends, Sarah and John, where they use these expressions. Ready?
Let's do it.
Hey, John, you look tired. What happened?
Oh, hi, Sarah. I stayed late at work last night.
Really? Why did you do that?
Well, I wanted to finish my project. I decided to go the extra mile.
Wow, that's impressive. Did your boss notice?
Yes, he did. He was really happy with my work.
That's great. By the way, you seem quiet today. Cat got your tongue?
Haha, no, I'm just thinking about the next project.
I see. Well, make sure you get some rest too.
Thanks, Sarah. I will.
No problem. Let me know if you need any help.
Sure, I will. Thanks again.
That was a great dialogue. What did you think, Tony?
I loved it. It was a perfect example of how to use "cat got your tongue" and "go the extra mile."
Yes. And it showed a real-life situation where these expressions can be used. Sarah noticed John was quiet and used "cat got your tongue" to ask why. And John used "go the extra mile" to explain his hard work.
Exactly. It's important to see these expressions in context to really understand how they work.
Totally agree. And remember, practice makes perfect. Try to use these expressions in your conversations this week.
Great idea, Nikki. Now, let's move on to our next 2 expressions. They are draw the line and finding a needle in a haystack.
Draw the line means to set a limit on what you will do or accept. For example, you might say, "I draw the line at lying."
And finding a needle in a haystack means something is very difficult to find, almost impossible. Like looking for one small needle in a big pile of hay.
Good explanations, Tony. Let's hear these expressions in action. Here's a conversation between 2 friends, Lisa and Tom.
Tom, can you help me find my keys?
Sure. Where did you last see them?
I think they're somewhere in the living room.
This is like finding a needle in a haystack.
I know. I always lose my keys.
Maybe you should draw the line at putting them in random places.
You're right. I need a special place for them.
Let's try to find them first. Then, we can think about a better place.
Good idea. Thanks for helping.
No problem. Let's start looking.
Okay, I'll check the couch.
I'll look by the TV.
That was fun. I liked how they used finding a needle in a haystack to describe looking for the keys.
Yes. And draw the line was a great way to suggest setting a limit or making a rule about where to put the keys.
Definitely. These expressions really bring color to our language and make conversations more interesting.
Sure. We hope you enjoyed the first part of our show. Now, let's dive into our next two expressions. Fish out of water and in the nick of time.
Fish out of water is used to describe someone who is in a situation where they feel uncomfortable or out of place. Imagine a fish out of water. It's not where it belongs and doesn't feel right.
Exactly. For example, if you're at a party where you don't know anyone, you might feel like a fish out of water.
Perfect example, Tony. Now, in the nick of time means just in time or at the last possible moment. Like when you catch the bus just before it leaves, you can say you caught it in the nick of time.
Yes. It's a way to express relief when something happens just at the right moment. Let's listen to a conversation between two friends, Mike and Jane, to see these expressions in action.
Hey Jane, how was the new class you joined?
Oh, Mike, I felt like a fish out of water.
Really? Why is that?
I didn't know anyone, and the topic was very new to me.
That sounds tough. Did you manage to participate?
Yes, but I was very nervous. What about you? How was your day?
I almost missed my bus, but I got there in the nick of time.
Wow, you're lucky.
I know, I ran so fast to catch it.
Well, I'm glad you made it. Next time, try to leave a bit earlier.
Definitely. Thanks for the tip, Jane.
No problem. Let's grab a coffee and relax.
Sounds good to me.
That was a great example of both expressions. Jane felt like a fish out of water in her new class, and Mike caught his bus in the nick of time.
Yes. It really shows how these expressions can fit into everyday conversations. It's all about feeling comfortable with using them.
Exactly. And remember, the more you practice, the more natural it will feel.
Right. Now, let's move on to our next expressions. They are lose your marbles and burning the midnight oil.
Lose your marbles means to go crazy or become very confused. Imagine someone losing their marbles. Things get pretty chaotic.
Haha, that's a funny way to put it. And burning the midnight oil means working late into the night. It comes from the time when people used oil lamps to work after dark.
Exactly. Let's listen to a conversation between two friends, Anna and Steve, using these expressions.
Hey, Steve? You look tired. What's up?
Hi, Anna. I've been burning the midnight oil for my exams.
Oh no, that sounds exhausting.
It is. I think I'm starting to lose my marbles.
Don't go crazy just yet. Take a break.
I will, after tonight. I have one more subject to study.
You can do it. Just don't overwork yourself.
Thanks, Anna. I'll try my best.
No problem. Let me know if you need any help.
Sure. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Good luck with your exams.
Thanks, Anna. I'll need it.
That was a great dialogue. Steve is really feeling the pressure from studying, burning the midnight oil, and feeling like he might lose his marbles.
Yes. It's a perfect example of how to use these expressions in context. And it's a reminder to balance work and rest.
Absolutely. So, we hope you're enjoying learning these common expressions.
That's right, Nikki. Now, let's review the 8 expressions we've covered today and make sure everyone understands them well.
Okay, let's start with the first one. Cat got your tongue? This expression is used when someone is very quiet and you want to know why. For example, if someone is not speaking in a meeting, you might ask, "Cat got your tongue?"
Next, we have go the extra mile. This means to make a special effort to do something, to do more than what is expected. For example, if a student studies very hard and gets extra help to understand a subject, they are going the extra mile.
Moving on, we have draw the line. This means to set a limit on what you will do or accept. For example, if you don't want to work on weekends, you might say, "I draw the line at working on weekends."
Then there's finding a needle in a haystack. This means something is very difficult to find, almost impossible. For example, looking for a tiny earring in a big messy room is like finding a needle in a haystack.
Another one is fish out of water. This describes someone who is in a situation where they feel uncomfortable or out of place. For example, if you are at a party where you don't know anyone, you might feel like a fish out of water.
Next is in the nick of time. This means just in time, at the last possible moment. For example, if you catch the train just before it leaves, you can say you caught it in the nick of time.
Then we have lose your marbles. This means to go crazy or become very confused. For example, if someone is very stressed and starts acting strangely, you might say they are losing their marbles.
Finally, we have burning the midnight oil. This means working late into the night. For example, if you are studying for an exam until very late, you are burning the midnight oil.
Great review, Tony. Now, let's listen to a final dialogue where all these expressions are used. Here's a conversation between friends, Emily and Jack.
Hey, Jack. Why are you so quiet? Cat got your tongue?
Oh, hi, Emily. I'm just thinking about my project.
Did you go the extra mile again?
Yes, I stayed late at work yesterday. I was burning the midnight oil.
Wow, you need to draw the line somewhere, Jack. You can't always work late.
I know, but I had to finish it. It felt like finding a needle in a haystack to get all the details right.
I understand, but don't lose your marbles over it. Take a break.
Thanks, Emily. I will. By the way, I felt like a fish out of water in the meeting today. Everyone was talking about things I didn't understand.
That sounds tough, but you always manage to catch up in the nick of time.
I hope so. Thanks for the encouragement.
No problem. Remember, it's important to rest too.
I will. Thanks, Emily.
Anytime, Jack. Let's go get some coffee and relax.
Sounds perfect.
That was a fantastic dialogue. They used all 8 expressions naturally.
Yes, and it really shows how useful these expressions can be in everyday conversations.
Absolutely. Remember, the more you practice, the more comfortable you will become with using these expressions.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn English with Podcast and learned a lot.
Don't forget to try using these expressions in your conversations this week.
Remember, the best way to get comfortable with these expressions is to practice using them in your conversations.
Absolutely. We encourage you to use these expressions as much as possible. The more you use them, the more natural they will feel.
We'd also love for you to subscribe to our podcast. Make sure to give us a like and share it with your friends. Your support really helps us out and motivates us to bring you more great content.
Yes. Please share this podcast with anyone you think might find it helpful. The more people we reach, the more we can help others improve their English.
And don't forget to listen to our podcast every day. Regular practice is key to improving your language skills.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope you had as much fun as we did. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and remember, you can do it.
See you next time for more fun and useful English lessons. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Keep learning and practicing.